Hello there, guys. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It is great to be with you on another fantastic evening. It is Saturday. This is September 7th, 2024. It's 11:46 p.m. And welcome, whether you're with me now or whether you're with me at 11:46 a.m., 3 a.m., 3 p.m., 6 a.m., 6 p.m. It doesn't really matter. Thank you so much for being with me. Of course, this means we have a brand new master topic, so I'll share that with you in just a second. What is anchoring? Now, I'm not talking about anchoring a boat, but this is going to be our master topic for the whole week, and we're going to be getting very deep into anchoring. So, according to many definitions, it's about how you hoist the anchor. But we're not talking about that kind of anchoring. We're talking about an anchoring that has to do with allowing you to access certain states and emotions like that. So I think the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, is to realize, what this means. And I think that's a very, very important thing is to understand that because a lot of people don't understand what anchoring is, and they don't even know what the possibilities of anchoring are. So first of all, what is anchoring? So we're going to get very detailed into this week. But anchoring in terms of NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, okay? Anchoring. So what is anchoring in terms with NLP? So it's a neuro-linguistic programming term used for the process by which you apply a gesture or touch or sound at the peak of a state, either in oneself or someone else, and then that state gets locked in. We're going to go pretty deep through this week, but I just really wanted to share with you, what it means and what you can do with it, because a lot of people don't realize, what anchoring is, but it has so many I'm going to tell you so many different possibilities that you probably didn't even know, like, what you could do. And I think that's probably a big thing for a lot of people, that they didn't realize it's like right there, but it is. It's literally right there. And so when I say right there, most people don't understand, like, how to use this tool. Okay. And you can understand it. It's just, it takes some practice. Okay. I think that's probably the biggest thing I can tell you. But rest assured that once you get good at it, it's amazing. Right? It's something that can really change your life, because when you learn this, it's like you're able to just jump to a state. And I can tell you that this is something that's going to take time for you to grasp. Okay? It's going to take time for you to grasp. And when you start to see the results, it was like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that was going to be like that. I didn't even know that was going to have, this type of potential. I didn't even know that. So that's something that's, really crazy, but it's something that I think is really amazing, guys, because it's something that you have the power to do some really cool stuff with. Okay. You can do some really, really cool stuff with it. And it allows you to transport from one place to another, like from one state of mind, like really, really quickly. So this is why you should use anchoring, because Sometimes people will trip us up, right? We're in a good mood, but then something happens because they said something or there was a reaction, and maybe those reactions are not what we want to hear, and they cause our body to go into a different state. Okay, a different state. And this different state, like, well, how do I get down this rabbit hole? Like, right, how do I get back? And so when you understand that, you have to take responsibility for your actions, okay? And you have to understand that people around you are unfortunately going to sometimes affect your actions. Remember, if you don't attach anything to them, then they won't have any effect on you. They will have no effect on you, and that's the biggest thing I want to share with you. So many people get worried, they put focus on things, and what happens? They get all the things they don't want in their life. That's pretty cool, right? So you can understand this, and hopefully you'll start to realize that it's a big potential in your life if you understand why we need to use anchoring. So we should use anchoring so we can change our state like that, like on a dime. And we're able to hold ourselves in a state so that something else won't deter us, right? So, most important thing with any new skill is you have to practice it morning, noon, and night. If you just use it once in a while, well, it's going to unfortunately not help you because you've got to learn how to practice this skill. Okay. You just have to learn. And so if you don't learn, then you're going to be like fresh, like, oh my gosh, like, I didn't know like what it's going to be, why it's doing that. And so now you understand like what's going on, but you have to understand that. Okay. If that makes sense to you, then you'll start to realize that this tool can help you quite a bit. Okay. If that's the case. Okay. And so if that's the case, it's pretty cool, right? That means that you're going to now learn or have a new tool in your toolbox. And so now that you understand that states change pretty frequently, you can also understand that this is very powerful for you. And the last thing people always ask me, hey, John, is this easy to do? So today was really just an overview of kind of some of the stuff we're going to talk about, but not everything. So is it easy? Yeah, it's easy, but I want to use the words that you got to practice, right? Is it easy to ride a bike? Yes, after you've practiced. Is it easy to serve a tennis ball? Yes, after you've practiced. So I think those are very, very important things. All right. You've got to understand that you've got to practice. Okay. You've got to practice. That is probably an important thing. And so, I can tell you that it's very, very important. Okay. It's important that you understand like why and how. And if you don't understand the how, then maybe you're going to get lost. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Right. Um, I think most people, okay, will probably realize that they have to practice. Okay. That's the truth. If you don't have that, then you're going to become very frustrated. But it does take some time to get comfortable with how to do this. It's a skill. And the more you practice, the better you get. So what we're going to do this week is we're going to basically dissect the world of neurolinguistic programming in terms of anchoring. And when we get done with this week, you should hopefully be an expert on how anchoring works. You might not be an expert on how to implement in your life, but you'll be an expert on the mechanics of it. Now it's be up to you to actually play around and say, you know what, I needed to do this, I need to do that. But you've got to practice. Practice doesn't make it perfect, it just makes it better. Okay? And so the more you practice, ladies and gentlemen, the better you're going to get. It's going to be like second nature to you. Okay? It'll be like second nature to you. And I think that's something that's really, really cool. Is having that ability. Having the ability to do that, because I think sometimes people don't understand that they have these skills right inside them. Does that make sense? And I think if you can appreciate that, then hopefully this whole week is going to make sense. You might say, hey, John, I've never done anything like this before in my life. Well, that's fine. Okay. And I'm telling you, because the more you practice, the better you're going to get. So again, we're going to dissect this whole, let's say, point of anchoring and how we can create different types of anchors. That's what this whole week's going to be about. But first of all, I want to tell you a little about anchoring. One great thing you can use anchoring for is maybe you're having a challenge getting in a certain state. Maybe you're feeling depressed whenever something happens. So you can now anchor yourself to be more confident or to be in that happier state. Okay? And that's the short of it. And that's what it comes down to. It comes down to the fact that you have to practice this. And if you do, then you're going to have an amazing time. You're going to be like, wow, I can do so many great things. Things I didn't even know were possible. Ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this fantastic evening. Of course, you know I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow on Sunday. Hope you're enjoying some of the last days of summer. I think we only have another basically 2 weekends from today, and summer's going to be over, or give or take a day or so. So have yourself a fantastic evening, everyone, and I'm going to catch you guys tomorrow, all right?